Good morning, everybody. A very tragic episode takes place in this week's Torah portion. Aaron, the brother of Moses, has two sons. And these two sons are offering some kind of unsanctioned sacrifice in the tabernacle. And as a result, they both lose their lives. And when Aaron is informed about this tragedy, the Torah just uses two words to describe his reaction. The Torah says, Vayidom Aaron. And Aaron was silent. Nothing. He didn't say a word. I was thinking about this, and as I've been speaking with a lot of families, preparing for the season 2 of my podcast, it's a little pitch, it's coming up soon, and meeting people and hearing tragic stories about loss, about great warriors and soldiers who died in battle and how their families are struggling to carry on, I think about Aaron's response. And on one hand, it's troublesome. Why didn't he say anything? Why doesn't the Torah say that he mourned? But on the other hand, when you realize that something is so big and so tragic and so difficult for a person to process and comprehend, sometimes the only response, the only appropriate response could be silence. And it's not silence in the sense where he didn't have what to say. Of course, he had plenty to say about the matter. I'm sure he was very upset. He was very angry. He had a lot of questions. But in the end, it was a statement of Aaron's total, complete trust in Hashem. That Hashem has a plan. That there's a big picture that we don't see. That we're only seeing a little tiny sliver of reality. As we always use the little analogy, you're looking through the keyhole and you think you see everything that's going on in the room, but you're only seeing this tiny little picture of what's going on. There's a much bigger story taking place that as human beings, as finite human beings living as part of God's infinite plan and infinite world, we can never really be privy to. So Aaron's silence is a statement of acceptance. It's not a statement that it's okay. It's not a statement that he's not in pain and not in mourning, but it's a statement of deep emunah, deep trust and faith in Hashem, that there is a plan that he just doesn't understand and that he doesn't know about. Vayidom Aaron, and Aaron was silent. And I think about that in terms of next week, actually even this week. This week was Holocaust Remembrance Day, Yom HaShoah. And the way Yom HaShoah is observed, there are many things that take place on Yom HaShoah, different ceremonies and speeches and all kinds of gatherings in different places. But at 11 o'clock, there's a siren. And at that moment, when that siren goes off, all Israelis are encouraged to stop, whatever they're doing. If you're on the highway, you pull over and you get out. If you're in the middle of the supermarket or the bank, you stop and you stand. And you remain silent for 2 minutes. Vayidom Aaron, silence. And I realized that is the response. The Holocaust, really, we're going to try to start to use words to explain how tragic it was. We're going to try to explain and understand things intellectually or even emotionally. There's no words. Vayidom Aaron. There's just silence. There's just an acceptance. Hashem, you have a plan. There's something that we don't understand. There's something that we will never understand, and we trust that. And then next week, on Tuesday, the same thing, but not for the Holocaust, but for the soldiers that have fallen in Israel since the War of Independence. But this year, like last year, it's even more real. It hits home in a much deeper way, because there's no such thing as an Israeli who doesn't know 1, 2, 5, many soldiers that have fallen since October 7th. And what are we supposed to say? And what words are we supposed to use? And the answer is Vayidom Aaron, silence. There's nothing we can do. So at 11 o'clock on Tuesday, when that siren goes off, again, all Israelis will stop whatever they're doing. They'll pull over on the highway. They'll stop in the middle of the supermarket, and they'll stand for 2 minutes in total silence. And then, after we've done that, after we've spent the Holocaust Memorial Day stopping and thinking and pondering about the price that we paid for not having a state of Israel, namely the Holocaust, and then we stop on Yom HaZikaron and we pause for 2 minutes and we think about the price that we have paid for having a state of Israel, which is all of the fallen soldiers, and we do that in silence, then we're ready to begin the process of Yom HaTzmaut, the day where we recognize, where we give praise, where we give thanks. It's not the 4th of July. It's a special religious holy day where we give praise and thanks and gratitude to Hashem for the miracle of the state of Israel, for the miracle of Jewish sovereignty after 2,000 years of waiting for that. And we can do that and feel that gratitude in the deepest way because of the pain and the contemplation that we've gone through in the week leading up to Yom HaTzmaut. So I think this Torah portion gives us a great insight into how to commemorate these 2 days, and how to understand and how to deal with a lot of the tragedy and pain that we as a Jewish nation have been dealing with for the last year and a half. And that is V'yidomaron. There's nothing we can say. We just have to accept Hashem's plan. We have to have deep emunah, trust and faith in Hashem, and pray and yearn for something greater, for a redemption, for the lights to go back on, and for the Jewish people once again to be able to absorb that light and to share that light with the world. So wishing everyone a wonderful Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom from Yerushalaim.